Hey everyone, thank you for joining in today. I am Sonakshi, founder and CEO of Manifest AI. Those who have already joined, thank you so much for coming in and joining this session. We'll begin shortly. Just stay tuned. Our host of tonight, Marina, is going to join us soon. Till then, stay tuned, guys. There she goes. We have Marina here with us now. Hey, Marina, how are you?
Uh, Hello, hi. I'm not sure I can start the video just.
I'm Sonakshi. I'm co-founder of Manifest AI. If you don't know about Manifest AI, it's an AI shopping assistant for e-commerce brands. And we have launched this product around 8 months back, already working with 2000 plus brands across the globe. So yeah, if you want to learn more about Manifest, just stay tuned. We are going to cover power of AI in e-commerce, and soon we'll hear from our host of today, which is Marina. So stay tuned.
Yeah, so
Awesome.
that's great.
Thank you
Hello,
so much,
hi.
Marina, and welcome to our webinar.
Thank you for inviting me. This is great.
Awesome, great. So, guys, here we go. We have Marina with us, and just a quick short introduction about her. She has been at the forefront of conversational interfaces since 2012. She has been a legacy already to this space. Her experience includes working on significant projects like API.ai, which was acquired by Google in 2016, which was rebranded to Dialogflow later, as well as Speak OIT, Voice Assistant, Y Voice Assistant, and more. She recently worked on an LLM powered platform and an AI co pilot for product managers. Awesome, Marina. And Marina has co authored the book Transforming Conversational AI, released by Appress early this year, which examines the transformative effects of groundbreaking generative AI technologies on conversational AI. Marina is a frequent speaker at major AI conferences across the UK and Europe, covering conversational AI platforms and prompt engineering. As experienced product manager, she looks at conversational AI through the prism of practical use cases and the impact it will have on businesses. A very warm welcome to you, Marina, on this webinar today with us at Manifest AI.
Thank you so much for the introduction, for the invitation, Sonakshi.
Awesome, great. So let's begin. Like everyone here, again, welcoming you all to our webinar. And today it's all about power of AI in e-commerce. It's a very new industry. A lot of people, what we understand from the interactions that we have had in last 8 to 9 months is everyone wants to adopt AI, but there is, always, I would say, this fear of whether it would work, if it would work, whether people will not appreciate it because it's not a human, or let's say they don't understand how already AI has advanced in terms of application and things like that. So today we have Marina with us. She has a very cute presentation giving us a glimpse of how and exactly what can be covered through applications or implications of AI in e-commerce. So there you go, Marina. Stage is all yours.
That's great. Let me share my screen.
Yeah.
A second, and please confirm if you can see it now.
Yeah, we can see it. And guys, just one thing before Marina begins, we have a Q&A session towards the end of webinar, but you can continue to put your questions on the Q&A section of the webinar or the chat section, and we'll cover it in the later half, in the last 10 minutes. Okay, great. Over to you, Marina.
Amazing. So first of all, we are going to talk about conversational AI and e-commerce. I think that it is great that you have organized Nakshi such an interesting event because I believe that with all the interest in AI and in particular in generative AI, there are a lot of questions. And the main question is, I would say from a business owner, like e-commerce business owner, am I utilizing all the tools that are available right now? Is there anything else I can use to make my business more efficient, or by people who are working in this area? Probably they think, how can I upskill? And this is what we're going to discuss here today. So thank you for the warm introduction. So I can skip this. This is, by the way, the book that I co-authored together with my colleague, Michael McTeer, on conversational AI. First of all, about the agenda. So we discussed the topics. We don't have too much time, but we're going to cover the we're going to have like this 360-degree view on the e-commerce business from the perspective of implementation of AI tools. So we're going to talk about how it can be how AI can be used in marketing, in operations, and in sales. And then, as Sonakshi said, that we're going to have a Q&A session. What I would like to share with you is this screen also, and this screen shows actually the spike of the interest, and what's interested in it in this, the source is Google Trends. Interesting is that when people search for artificial intelligence, actually the main interest is in ChatGPT, right? So when ChatGPT came out in 2022, you can see that the interest for AI, like AI was existence before, of course, and generative AI is just a subset of artificial intelligence. But actually, when we think about learning AI and upskilling in AI or conversational AI, we think, how can we utilize the technology similar to ChatGPT in our business? And the technology behind ChatGPT is generative AI, which actually is deep learning algorithms that can generate high quality content such as text, images, video, music, audio, and similar things. And we can actually interact with these models by prompt engineering, which means that we provide some requests to the model, and it comes out with the output that we're looking for. Then the question is, how can business actually use this technology to increase productivity, efficiency, and so on? So here, Sonakshi, if you can add something, it would be also great. We can discuss how it is used already. Maybe you can give also some input. But here in marketing, for example, it can help with emails, for example, and sending SMS. It can help with content creation, with personalization of this content, and it can be also done in different languages. So basically, with personalization, this is an interesting thing, is that if you have a template of an email, and you have some information about the customer that you can use, for example, latest purchase, and you want to know the feedback about this latest purchase, you don't have to write all these emails by yourself, or you don't have to have a person to write them. So you can use GPT-like technologies by providing this context, and it is going to use the template and the context and create very high quality copy and it can be done in different languages. So it can really help also small businesses, because there are always shortage of resources. And you don't have to do this all from scratch. You can actually use the technologies that is available. There are lots of providers that use AI. You just need to look for it and try to find such providers, I would say. I don't know, maybe Sonakshi, you can add something about emails or SMS. Do you have any input before we?
Yeah. Absolutely, Marina. So usually, what we have seen working with 2000 plus brands in last 8 to 9 months is there are two applications of AI. One is you do it to empower your own productivity, like you become that 10x superpower to the organization by using tools which helps you to write emails, SMSs, or anything and everything that becomes of marketing, content, etc. But of course, there's a fine line which we'll talk later. And second way is, how do you leverage AI to, boost your eventual goal, which is revenue, like things which you can do which is very customer facing. So for example, one example of course is things like manifest AI, where there's a interaction happening using AI between your brand and the customer. And also similarly, there are other tools that helps do it. So for business standpoint, there are two definitely ways where AI helps. One is utility tool, and second is customer facing tool. So yeah, over to you, Marina, from here.
Yeah, sure. Another thing is interaction in social media. So the same is with creating content like posts. You can also generate images if you want to use them for blogs, for example, blog posts. You can automatically reply to comments on social media and provide information. With productivity, it's topic research. Technology similar to ChatGPT, you can research like keywords for SEO optimization, for example. And by using this technology, like the speed of this content creation is definitely can be increased. Yeah, this is for marketing. And then in operations, what you can do is definitely help desk. Yeah, chatbots and frequently asked questions optimizations were actually, of course, before large language models, before ChatGPT. Anybody could create a chatbot which could learn from could reply to frequently asked questions, but the creation of such a chatbot would require skilled people, and it would be more cost efficient, more expensive, sorry. And right now, with LLM technologies, you can use low-code, no-code tools where you can just provide your link to your website, for example, and it's going to automatically generate replies based on the information from your website. There are some downsides, of course, we will talk later about them, but it works actually very good already. Also, if there are any questions about, for example, product shipment, which are also very often asked and there are no resources to reply to them, chatbots powered by LLMs can get information from the database, for example, and generate human-like responses. And there are also software that can help with that. Another interesting use case is if you work with, if you have lots of reviews, how it was done previously, you would go through the reviews and read them, which is not very time efficient. Right now, the summaries of reviews are generated, can be generated automatically. And here's an example. This is done by Shopify, actually, and probably you already seen it. If you go to Shopify apps, you can see that if the application has over 100 reviews, then you have such a summary of all the reviews, and you can decide if you want this app or not. And this is also done, I think, on Amazon, where there are many reviews of customers. And the same can be done with your reviews, for example. And then you can get insights and understand what are the problems so that you can actually act quicker and help your customers also. And another area where LLMs have potentially big impact is the sales, of course. So bringing this brick and mortar experience into the virtual shops. Previously, it would be hard to create such an assistant with the traditional chatbot technologies that could really serve the customers and reply to frequently asked questions and provide really good experience. But right now, with if the assistant knows all the content and knows the information about the products that you sell, it can actually reply to customers' question about this product. It can recommend the product, knowing what you have in the shop, and it can do this in multiple languages. And here I think that Sonakshi is going to say she's an expert on this, and it will be great to understand your perspective on AI shopping assistants.
Absolutely, Marina. And, I totally second your thoughts, which is, like AI shopping assistant is essentially everything that you mentioned in your past slide. So let's say from summarizing to review and also, showcasing what product would be suitable to a customer, or, even as small as a use case, which is, if someone is going through, browsing your website, somewhere is on their customer journey, which is, let's say they are just added few products to cart and then they didn't feel good about it, they're removing the product from cart, and that's when the AI assistant comes and comes for the rescue and make sure that the AOV of the brand does not go down, as well as make sure that customer is super happy about what AI assistant is suggesting versus what they had already added. So it's a holistic view of how things happen. What we believe, Marina, and other folks here in webinar at Manifest AI is AI shopping assistants are the future, and it's not that it's going to be a top widget on storefronts. Rather, we think it's going to replace storefronts. We believe how Google search is being slowly replaced by, you can take example like GPT or Perplexity. Similarly, the storefronts that we have today are static, and you literally, as a consumer, have to go search, like dry skin or red lipstick, and then you get sort of 100, product recommendations, and then you have to browse each one of it, then figure out yourself which one would suit you or not. This is going to become thing of past. And with AI shopping assistant, as soon as, like, you'll see slowly, gradually, brands will start adopting it. There would be a time where the brands who do not adopt it would be left out. So it's essential, like, to jump into this journey and make sure that you are those first of the few brands who are leapfrogging this technological advancement, so that when there is, a bunch of folks flocking into adopting such tech, you have, head start. You have certain data which has been already fed into training the AI assistant, so you'll be always on the top of the world. So I think that's the only take that I have here. It's inevitable, essentially, Marina, like you said.
That's great. Thank you, Sonakshi. And when I was preparing for this webinar as well, I went to Manifest AI app page in Shopify, and I was reading through the comments. What I find great that how other shops are positively reacting, and they say that this assistant is really engaging and really helping them. So this is great when the technology meets the great use case. And we can also discuss the limitations of this technology, because there is always like the question, what if it provides wrong information, like it has hallucinations, or when it is not able to provide the instant response. So there is some kind of latency between request and response, or the cost, for example. So first, about hallucinations, how do you handle the hallucinations in your technology? Because there are cases where chatbot was providing the wrong information. So what are your thoughts on that, actually?
Absolutely, Marina. So, when we started Manifest, that was August last year in 23, hallucination was actually one of our major, problem statements that we wanted to solve as a team, as a product team. And, then slowly when brands started to adopt, like, we understand fundamental, framework of solving hallucination is how you deploy AI to give out an answer. So at Manifest AI, what we have done is any answer that you get, whenever you ask any question, any answer that you get goes through three layers of AI engineering. First is, whenever there's a question being asked, AI understands the intent. Since Manifest AI restricts the chatbot building only for e-commerce, we exactly know like what could be the major buckets where a question would fall into. Let's say, for example, product search, product details, store location, collaboration, order cancellation, order refund, etc. So there's an exhaustive list of 70 plus intents that we have identified. Of course, there could always be question which falls beyond this bucket. So that's one. First, AI engineers. AI basically is programmed to understand the intent. After that, the second layer is more about understanding which data source, generative data source, is suitable to answer this question. That's how AI, second layer of AI has been deployed. So let's say a brand has, like, whenever you install Manifest AI as a brand, it's fully trained, like automatically it syncs all your Shopify data and gets fully trained on it. But there are brands, and of course bigger brands require bigger complexity. So what they do is they start uploading data in the form of PDFs, in the form of external links, in the form of textual content, etc. So in that case, we have lots and lots of information, lots and lots of data sources. There would be cases where there's an overlap of data sources for one particular topic. So that's the second layer of AI, where it has to understand the data source. And third is then generating a response. So these are like three layers that we leverage to reduce hallucinations. I'll give you an example how it used to work earlier versus now. Let's say you are on a jewelry store, and over there you ask a question which is not related to the store but definitely related to jewelry. So for example, tell me more about a lab grown diamond. It's not related to that store, but it's definitely related to jewelry. Our bot AI assistant would answer that. But if you go and ask this question on a beauty store, like, tell me more about a lab grown diamond, it would say, I'm sorry, I'm an e-commerce AI assistant. I can't answer this question for you. So this is one way we have handled hallucination so far, Marina, in our AI assistant. And latency, it's a, I think it's a solved problem, I would say, because it's more about how you technically deploy your, assistant. Second is how you basically make sure that your algorithms are defined in a way that there is no latency while calling the GPT APIs, etc. But it's a solved problem, is what we believe today. And third, cost. Like, initially we were facing a lot of pushback in terms of cost. Like, people said, we are not going to pay $249 or $400 for
Yeah.
a simple chatbot. But like, when you take a step back, when you speak with customers and make them take a step back, where you explain them, okay, let's say remove Manifest AI from your life, how are you going to solve it? Either you are going to take that dent in your revenue by not having someone answer those queries, or you'll put a human resource working 24/7, not falling ill ever, speaking multilingual, all the languages in the world, is you're not going to get, until and unless you hire someone from Mars. But let's say, you are able to hire an extraordinary talent, then also it would cost you 100K, 200K a year. So that's how we see it. And if you compare it with that, I think cost is next to negligible. So that's how we.
Yes, absolutely makes sense. And I think that the trend is that it actually is going to be improved. As you mentioned, latency was the problem. You can optimize that. It is solvable. Hallucinations, you go, if you use like prompt engineering, and then if you have only one prompt, for example, and you send a request, and of course it can hallucinate, but if you have the process, which is like 3 steps and 3+ steps, of course you can reduce the hallucinations to all actually eliminate them. And with the cost, the trend is that with time, even very good quality models are going to cost less than they do right now. And this problem is also, they are not going to be as expensive as they are right now. And of course, with the providers, because you specialize in that, I think that you optimize. You can use different models. You can use high quality, expensive models for some reasoning tasks, for example, and for other tasks, you can utilize like less expensive models. So this is great. And we have some time. Here are some screenshots about Manifest AI. Yeah. So would you like to tell something like I have these 4 features. What they do? Maybe you can give a short overview.
Definitely, Marina. So, like I said, guys, our goal with Manifest is to have an holistic assistant in place. So, we have split the whole assistant into four modules currently. It's going to expand in future, but the four modules currently that we have are support, nudges, quiz, and search. So, I'll first start with support because that's the fundamental underlying layer of why chatbots are built. So let's say, people coming, and which you can see on the screenshot also, people coming on your store and saying, terrible experience, the package or the product which was delivered to me is broken. Please, I want to refund it. So, AI would be able to handle such queries. So order cancellation, refund, exchanges, any post-purchase flows that you usually do with human intervention is now being handled with AI. So we call it AI support, but it goes beyond that. So second I would cover is AI nudge. This is super interesting, and if we look at data of Manifest AI's brands, on an average, the let's say a brand is doing 1% of conversion rate on their store, they tend to end up about 4 to 4.5%, seeing 4 to 4.5% of conversion rates. Why that happens? The biggest contribution goes to AI nudges. So what it does is, let's say if you are on a product page and your consumer is on a product page and they are just looking at the description, the price, sizes, etc., AI exactly understands what could be the blockers in their mind while making a purchase. So it will throw a few nudges. It could be in the form of FAQs, the questions. It could be in the form of a product that it would like to recommend. It could be in the form of a discount that it would like to give. So it totally depends upon how AI interprets what could be the problem statement, and depending on that, there's a nudge that goes out. Similarly, in every part of the customer journey, there is a nudge. Let's say if someone's adding something to cart, there would be a nudge saying, maybe you should add this as well. Or if someone's removing from cart, there could be a nudge which says, why are you removing? It is like a top rated product in our store, please reconsider adding it. So there are multiple ways you can program AI to give out nudges. It's up to you. We give a lot of customization, and it's easy to operate. It's not that it takes a hell lot of days or weeks for you to set it up. It's just a 5-minute job. Now coming to AI quiz, this is personally my favorite feature, I would say, because so far, I never understood the reason why brands had a static quiz on their website, because even if you are a skincare brand, having a quiz which is focused on, let's say, pimples or acne or dry skin does not make sense to people who are here to buy a lipstick on your store. So it should be dynamic. It should depend upon what the intent of customer is. So Manifest understands from the customer journey what's the intent. Depending on that, it keeps generating the questions real time and recommend the product. So that's AI quiz. And then last is AI search, where you can go and ask. Let's say if it's a jewelry store, you can literally go and ask, I'm going out on a date night, I have a black dress to wear, what do you recommend, which you have in your store? And then it gives the recommendation. So that's how holistically this AI assistant works today, Marina, and all of you here in the webinar.
That's amazing. And what is required from the shop? So they need to provide description of the product or something else?
Yeah, so it's super straightforward. They just need to install Manifest AI app on the Shopify App Store, and by default, everything gets auto synced to Manifest AI app. The product description, collections, privacy, written policy pages that they have. If they're having any blogs, that also gets synced automatically. On top of that, if they want to, let's say, train it on external PDFs or want to put up any additional FAQs, that as well they can do. But by default, there is no need to upload anything from a brand owner standpoint.
That's great. Thank you. This is very interesting. Thank you for the overview.
Thank you so much, Marina.
I believe that these are great use cases of how such general purpose technologies, such as generative AI, can be used specifically. And you're doing a great job of like being creative and creating these use cases that probably didn't exist before, but right now they're possible with the technology, and you're bringing them to the shops. This is great.
Definitely, Marina. In fact, I was amazed to see there was a swimwear brand which said, putting an AI assistant on my shop actually reduced my return rates by 45%, because most of their returns used to happen because of the incorrect sizes that people used to buy on their store. But after having the AI assistant, it's reduced by 45%. So definitely there are use cases which we can't even sit here and imagine today, but 6 7 months down the line you'll realize it's beyond our imagination. It's doing more than what we had imagined so far.
That's great. And considering the time, maybe there are questions from.
Yeah, awesome. So thank you so much, Marina. Guys, if you have any question, this is the time we can cover. We have already surpassed our 30-minute slot. So any quick, we can cover 1 or 2 questions if you guys have for Marina. But otherwise, guys, thank you so much for joining in. And Marina, it was lovely speaking to you. Thank you so much for sharing such abundance information about AI, about its application, and how people should see in terms of business. And really grateful for your time and efforts today, Marina, over here.
Thank you, Sonakshi, for inviting me. It was great to know more about Manifest AI. I believe that you guys do an awesome job of, as I mentioned, using this technology and translating into amazing use cases. And for the audience who are watching right now and are going to watch in the recording, I think that implementing AI in every step and upskilling the people who work in the business, I think this is the major task right now. And if you're somehow not convinced because you think that there are some kind of limitations of this technology, as we mentioned, it is solvable and it's going to be solved with time. So I think this is the right time to use this technology right now.
Awesome. That's great, Marina. Before we take our leave, one last question to you would be, if someone wants to purchase your book, can they do that on Amazon, or what's the best way to do that?
Yes, it's available on Amazon.
Okay.
Yeah, and also if you want, you can follow me on LinkedIn, where I'm share some news and insights on conversational AI as well.
Awesome. That's great. Thank you so much, Marina. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining in. Have a great rest of your day. Enjoy. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Bye.